If you don't do the right things with your wealth that you've built up to this point, the mistakes that you make can be really big. We are back with our last video in this series for the stages of building wealth. Now, if you haven't seen stage 1 video or the stage 2 video, make sure you go back and check those out. It will give you a lot more context on what we're talking about here in the last stage of building wealth, stage 3. We call this stage impact. This is where you have finally exited the wilderness. So in this stage, more than any other stage, the things that you do have a huge impact. And sadly, if you take the wrong path, you can easily get dropped right back down into the wilderness, back to stage 2, or maybe even further into the wilderness in stage 1. So the advice that we're going to give to you in this video is going to help you stay in stage 3, but also give you the steps that you need to take to make a positive impact. Again, stage 3, it's about impact, and the impact you can make can be big. So what does stage 3 look like? How do you know that you've arrived? Well, financially speaking, you've got at least $50,000 to $100,000 saved in a non-qualified investment account over and above your work 401k or your annual IRA contributions. Again, those are just kind of some rules of thumb. Don't get too caught up in those numbers. Stage 3, people here are also asking these types of questions. Am I getting the right return for all of that money I'm putting into the investment account? How do I know if I'm being taxed too much? Should I be changing the types of accounts? How do I know when is the right time to retire, and how much money am I going to get in retirement? And how much money do I need to keep putting away and investing to ensure I receive the right amount of money in retirement? This is what it feels like to be in stage 3. So what do you do next? What's the most important thing for you to focus on in stage 3? We have 2 things that you need to focus on or do in this stage. The first thing you need to do is you need to partner with a wise and loving investment advisor. An investment advisor is going to be able to help make sure you're making a positive impact with your wealth and not a negative one. Again, if you do the wrong thing here, you could get pulled back into the other stages. But doing the right thing can help you make the most of the wealth that you've built. An investment advisor here is going to answer all those questions we've talked about. They are here to advise and guide and educate. They help you understand if the moves that you're making are going to give you a positive probability of success for the goals that you have in mind. In short, an investment advisor here is going to provide a lot more certainty and confidence, and they're going to make sure there is a lot more efficiency in your assets. Now, if any of this sounds confusing, or maybe you don't even know what some of these things are that I've talked about, that's just proof that you need a great investment advisor so that they can handle that stuff for you. Which then leads into the second thing that you need to focus on in this stage. It's time to start focusing on the things that are most important. Focusing on your family, focusing on your relationships, focusing on your career and the impact that you're making on society through that. Making sure that you are evaluating what's most important in your life and then spending the top amount of energy and effort that you have on those things. People that are in stage 3, they're not going to be able to build that wealth well or have a dramatic positive impact on their finances if they're trying to DIY all of their finances. Sure, you need to be a good steward of it. You need to make sure that you're doing the right things, but you shouldn't be doing it alone. So oddly, these 2 steps, these 2 things that you need to focus on, they're kind of the same thing. Because when you get a really great, wise investment advisor, they're going to make sure that your finances are headed in the right direction and create for you the freedom for you to do that second step, which is focus on what's most important. So this is the part in the video, at least in the stage 1 and the stage 2 video, where I've communicated, hey, how do you know when you're exiting this stage? Well, you don't really exit stage 3. Again, we believe there are only 3 stages to the wealth building journey. And it's great that you've entered into this stage because you're no longer lost in the wilderness. The big thing that we want to make sure you don't do is make the wrong choices that put you backwards into stage 2, or even worse, stage 1. All right, guys, that's it. That's the end of this series, the 3 stages of building wealth. Now, we've been working really hard on this content because we think that the whole wealth building journey for most is like a labyrinth, and they don't really know what to do or where to go because it's not simple. And we've broken it down into these 3 simple stages because we know it's going to make things a lot easier for you to understand and to digest. If you've appreciated this type of communication and education as it pertains to finances, you're going to probably appreciate our other videos as well. Make sure that you subscribe not only to the YouTube channel, but you follow us on social media, check out our podcast, and check out our blog, as we are consistently putting out free, awesome information for you to check out that can help you no matter what stage of the wealth building journey you're in.